Good evening. Thank you for tuning in to Community Update 313. I'm your host, Michelle White, my co host, Rob White, and we are excited that this evening we have a gentleman named Cedric Tooks that has been
Yeah,
incarcerated for 47 years, and he's going to be our guest tonight. Hey, Rob, how you doing all the way in Texas?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. What up, though, Detroit? We got a lot of fun happening. We have a really awesome story. We could not wait to share it with you guys. We had some technical difficulty, but we worked it out. God willing, we'll be able to share this story and really help some people that are looking or that are in this same situation. So let's go ahead and bring them on. Mr. Cedric Tooks, how you doing, man?
I am blessed today. Thank you for inviting me to the show, Miss White, Rob,
We're so
brothers.
excited that you're here, Mr. Tooks.
Yes, thank you. I'm just glad to be home, first of all, and
Yes,
Absolutely.
glad to
yes.
be on the show, and glad for my support system, my beloved family. I'm just glad today. Thank you so much, Detroit. The support that I get from Detroit, the support that I get from my close associates, especially uh, one of my brothers that I really, well, all of them. I ain't gonna do that. All of them that I love so much. I just thank them, for supporting me through my trial, supporting me through uh, my resitting, supporting me through coming home. I've been home 140 days. The support has been magnificent in all areas, and I'm just elevated right now. Thank you.
I love it.
Yes, we know you are 140 days after being incarcerated for 47 years. We want to hear your story about, and matter of fact, you were wrongfully convicted. So you spent 47 years in prison and it wasn't a wrongful conviction. And I know that you're still working that out, correct?
Yes, yes, I am. And
But what
I
was
want
your
to
experience, Mr. Tooks? I'm sorry, you wanted to share something?
Yeah, as you spoke on that, being incarcerated for 47 years, it taught me, you know, to be a man. It taught me responsibilities. It taught me that I know that there is a God because I'm here, I'm free today. But coming up at that age, at 18, getting incarcerated, before I got incarcerated, I just want to go back if it's appropriate.
You said coming up what now?
Coming up at a young age in that community that I was brought up played a major role in me getting wrongly convicted.
Okay,
And I
tell
would
us
like,
so are you from Detroit?
yeah, I'm from the east side of Detroit. I stayed,
East side of Detroit. Okay.
yes, ma'am. I stayed
Hmm.
on the, matter of fact, I was born in Detroit, and my family moved from Tennessee to Detroit to get a better job. My beloved father and mother, so they could raise us to be appropriate children, to get our education, to be in an area that was surrounded by nothing but love in the family. I got to give nothing but props to my beloved father. He's not here today, Fody Tooks, and my beloved mother, Rosalie Tooks, that raised us in that environment that we was raised on. And I just thank my brothers and sisters that's here today and the support that they give me every day. Because if it wasn't for their support, I don't know if I would be in the position that I'm in right now. And when I say
Yeah,
position, I
family
am
support
thankful.
is very important
Yes, it
for
is.
all the returning citizens. And so,
Right.
Mr. Tooks, when you were out as a young man, did you get involved in any gangs, or you mentioned you alluded to the fact that there were things that happened in your youth that led to you being convicted. What were those
In the
things? Were you involved in a gang or anything?
in the early 70s and late 70s, we had entourage, we had different connections, different areas in the community. You had, individuals over this side of town and on this side of town. So we had to protect ourselves as young men. I would say in between 15, 14, 16, 17, So we did. We created a protection shield, a gang, as you would call it, to protect
And what was
us
it
from,
called? What was the
it
gang
was
called?
called the BKs, which in the
Okay.
means black killers, at
Hmm.
that time. And we was just protecting our neighborhood and, doing things that was contrary to what we stand for. But
Hmm.
it was part of protection in the neighborhood. and it kept
Okay.
us safe, you know.
I
In that,
remember the BKs. I remember the BKs, and I'm from
yeah,
Detroit as well. We're each from
yes.
Detroit, so I remember the BKs, the Sconionis, the Errol Flynn's. I remember all of that. But tell us, so what were you convicted for, Mr. Took?
Oh, at that time, I said 1978, I was
Hmm.
convicted of first degree murder, second
Okay,
degree murder, and armed robbery.
but
Uh,
you did not do that particular crime.
no, I didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't even know about it. But uh,
Mm.
thanks to God that I survived. But I won't just go back to how I was set up by the police. The blue code, that's what the police was back in the 70s. It was the blue code. And if they wanted you off the street, if you was a gang member, that means the Earl Flynn's, Latin Quarters, all different sets of gangs back then. If they wanted you, and the BKs, and the Flynn's, you know, they wanted you off the street. Because once again, we had a powerful mayor, and his name was Coleman Young. And if anything, if any one person did something, it affect the whole game. So that's where we came in at. So they said they want us off the street. So me being in the top five, my name, Cedric Tooks, A.K. Sir Dog at that time. And I just want to emphasize on Sir, he dead. He died 47 years ago. But the story continued to go on as I explained to you. So they wanted me off the street. So all of a sudden, you know, they throw some charges on me. I fled. I left because I knew I didn't have anything to do with it.
So
And
they
so
found
my
you, Mr. Tooks, and then
no,
you were
no, 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 no.
convicted.
Let me continue. I fled. You know what I'm saying? They
Hmm.
harassed my family, the police, the blue code. I call them the blue code because that blue code is honor before integrity, you know.
Hmm.
And they continued to harass my family for years. I mean, I would say not years, but months. So my father called me. He say, Cedric, I may say, son, the police just keep coming around here. They keep harassing your grandmother. They harassing us. You know what I'm saying? They saying you did something. You told me you didn't do it. So, son, I want you to turn yourself in. Now, listen to me, Detroit. My beloved father said, turn yourself in. So I turned myself in, you know, because I know I didn't have anything to do. And when I turned myself in, at the time that I turned myself in, Detroit, I was only 18. But 18, I was illiterate. I didn't know what law meant. I didn't know anything. So due to the fact they took advantage of that, they took advantage of that by me
Mm.
not knowing. And even my lawyer, I don't even want to speak his name right now, but he rolled with them, act like he was trying to defend me. And I could
Mm.
only tell him, look, excuse me, Detroit, I didn't have anything. I don't know anything about this. But Cedric, here it is, individual indicated you in there. Yes, he did. Two individuals indicated me because they didn't want to go to jail for something they did. So, bam, they put it on me. And when they put it on me, at the time, 18, illiterate, couldn't read or write, uh, education, you know, I hadn't even made it through the sixth grade. But bam, they passed me. They passed me, you know. And as I
Mm.
It's
continue
horrible
to
that our
go,
school systems do that. Will pass you when you didn't. I can remember when the gangs, the BKs, Sconies, Aeroflans were prevalent, and I was attending Mumford High School in the ninth grade. And because of the gang violence, they kept different individuals kept tripping the alarm, and we would be out of school in the ninth grade the first semester. And I received a report card, like you're saying, they just kept passing. And I had almost all A's, and I knew I did not spend hardly any time in school. And so my parents were happy, but I told them, I said, um, I didn't learn anything. And something's wrong with this picture if they keep passing me. And I learned nothing that semester. So I said, please take me out of this school so that I can learn something and go to another school. So you were out of school. I mean, you were being passed along and you ended up getting convicted for something that you did not do. Tell us about when you got into prison and how that experience was for even for somebody. It must have been you must have been angry or still confused. And tell us about when you got into prison and some of the things you encountered um, being incarcerated.
Miss White, I really want to continue to get to there with me going to prison, but I want to emphasize on the injustice that's happening to so many young men and women in our communities, through this particular police and this district attorney here in Detroit is not evaluating, not investigating. Now, look, I should have been home 47 years ago, but due to the fact of the district attorney, which is the Attorney General of Detroit at that particular time. Now, I know we have a new Attorney General. That's another story. But back then, it was a code, that blue code I want to emphasize on, because some of the young men and women know what I'm talking about. Now, me going through the justice system, they knew. Yeah, they knew, because the lady said, and when I was going to court, I want to emphasize on this. When I was going to court, she said, no, I wasn't there. I don't know nothing about her. But the prosecutors continue to emphasize, take her back in, bring her back out. She changed her story. They know, and even my judge at the time that's deceived, Mr. Connors, he knew too, but I took a jury trial, which then I should have took just a plain trial. But why I'm talking about that and why I'm so passionate about that, because that was the moments that they took my freedom for something that I didn't do. As I went through these prosecutors that knew that, but all they wanted was, Miss White, Rob, a conviction. Convict them. And that's what they did. They convicted me on something that I
And I'm
did
sure
not
that's
do.
happened to a lot of people. We have our justice system is too often injustice.
Mm.
And there are different. I'm glad that there's the juvenile justice bill that is helping. Did you come out on the juvenile justice
Yeah, matter of
bill?
fact, the Supreme Court of Michigan passed the juvenile resentence, which was 17, 18, 19, and 20-year-olds that
Mhm.
went through what we went through, that mentally was not capable of sustaining as an adult, mentally. So they all get resentenced. And I was one of them individuals that got resentenced. And let me say this here to Detroit. I had 80 years good time.
It's more than
If it
just
wasn't,
Detroit that's hearing you, sir.
I want to say this to the nation. I had
Yes.
80 years good time in. And then I'm going to emphasize a prison and what happened and what changed my life in prison. I had 80 years good time. My judge, Kelly Ramsey, right now say, Cedric, anywhere you want me to go, I'll go with you. Because she know I was innocent. Right now, today. She'll go anywhere I ask her to go. But getting back to that juvenile, if it wasn't for that juvenile life was being, a lot of my magnificent friends and brothers would not be home today. And if they didn't, we would die in prison. I should, right now, I'm supposed to be dying in prison because my lawyers was continue with the prosecutor they got right now, the district attorney, continue sustain evidence with freely. I want to take y'all to my prison life and what changed me into the man that I am today.
That's what I
When I
want to
got
hear.
when I got incarcerated, and they threw me in prison, gave me first degree life for something I didn't do. Life for something I didn't do. You know, when I went to prison as an individual coming off the street, a BK. You hear me? My name at the time, I had to live up to my expectations, and I wasn't buying nothing at that particular time going in prison. That's what it was all about. It was about the west side, east side, north end, south end, Flint, Saginaw, you name it, Kalamazoo, wherever you was from, that's what it was about. It was gangs in prison. And
Mm-hmm.
as me being illiterate, couldn't read and write, but I could throw these knuckles. You heard them knuckles? I could throw them knuckles. I could fight. I could box. That would
Mm. Did
kind
you
of
box?
say,
Did you box while
yeah,
you were
yeah,
in prison?
yes, I did. I'm 6-0.
Okay.
I didn't mean
You
to
know,
say it like that
I
with
serve
confidence.
in a couple of prisons. I serve in Macomb County Correctional Facility and in Huron Valley. correctional
Yes.
facility for women.
Mm.
And I know that they have different programs for people and educational programs. Did you get involved in any of the educational programs?
After I started boxing and going to school, and I did. I got, it's mandatory
That's
that you go to
good.
school, and I still wasn't making it. I still wasn't comprehending. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time I was like I tell you, I was illiterate. I had Lexus, so me continue to come up. I continued to study. I couldn't comprehend. I couldn't comprehend. You know what I'm saying? And then programs started coming in, teachers started coming in. I had visits where individuals would aid and assist me on the visit to read and write. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And I was
wonderful.
going to school too. So I would go back to my cell. I say, man, because once again I'm in prison. You know, for 17 years in prison. Did not
How
let
were
them
the
take.
conditions in the prisons? Because I know
Well,
for 47 years, you must have moved around to various prisons throughout
I've been
Michigan.
to I've been to about 17, but I want to get to the racism that was in prison when I first got in prison. They would send us up to Marquette, and they would send us to Munison. They would send us to different states, and we went through a lot of things with the officers discriminating and things of that nature. But prison is prison. That you got to be a man. You got to stand up for yourself. But after them 17 years, Miss White, I turned my life around. You know, I had a
Awesome.
I had a light bulb moment with the Atlantic Islamic Palace of the Rising Sun. They taught me morals and values. They taught me how to be a responsible man. They taught me, and they educated me to be a leader in prison. And I educated myself. I studied. I read. But at that time, I'm still fighting for my freedom. So I'm sending out letters to everybody. The Gates Foundation, the Bagel Foundation, the Gilbert Foundation, the Katie Kerr Foundation. You name it, I'm asking for help because I'm trying to get a lawyer. Because once again, I'm trying to show my innocence. So I write all the innocent programs, they get back with me. They send me applications. But they didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Years went back, decades went back. But being in Atlantic taught me that not to just send a brother to the hole, but send a brother home. Not to send a brother to
Yeah.
somebody's property, but send a brother home. So
Yeah.
as a leader, as I grew to be a leader in my life, once again, we were sending brothers home. That was my number one thing, to send brothers home. And I see hundreds of them out here now. I'm so proud of. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, me
I'm
too.
proud of. I just want to say some names. I'm proud of Doc. I'm proud of Q. I'm proud of Nico. I'm proud of all the beloved brothers. And I'm proud of Jose. I'm proud of Wyman Jenkins. I'm proud of Bummy Lou. I'm proud of my family, my brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? That, I looked at it, hey, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of here. 47 years I did. But as I continue to study in prison and I continue to do programs, I was the president of the Urban League. I was president of the National Lifers. I was chairman of the NAACP. I was the pastor. I was chairman of the Warden Forum. I made myself active because I said, I'm coming out of here. I'm fighting. I'm fighting for my freedom. So as I continue educating myself, continue motivating and guiding brothers, continue to throw programs, cancer walks in the prison, donating money, what I'm saying, through our Warden Forum, donating money through Coach for Kids, donating money through,
You were
uh,
doing that while you were in prison,
yeah,
donating
yeah,
money to different organizations?
we were, it's like, for instance, we would raise 2,400. They would match it through the inmate benefit fund. We'd send that money out.
Awesome.
St.
So
Jude's,
which organization was the one that kind of helped you when you got out? I mean, I know it was the Juvenile Lifers Bill, but you said you had contacted various organizations. Was there any one particular organization that helped your paperwork go through to be released?
No, it was the support system and my lawyer. I got to give props to the lawyer that I was assigned to, and
Hmm.
he did a magnificent job in aid and assistance. But this was the key for my judge, the support system. You know, my
And that's
beloved.
very important for people to have a support system and a place to go
Mm,
when they leave. Did you anticipate what were your challenges, things that you anticipated facing as you were going to return to the community? Or because of your support system, did you feel, fine that you would just matriculate back into society? Okay.
My grandmother taught me something back then. She taught me always be responsible. Seeking you should find, Cedric. Knocking the door should open. Asking it would be given to you. And I always had that in prison. You could take me up to the North Pole. I'm going to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? It was just in my genes. But
Yeah.
the support system, nation, and it's going back to your sons and daughters that's incarcerated. The support system is number one. The judges look at that. The prosecutors, that's another whole thing. The district attorney of Detroit, that's another whole story. But support your family, your mother, and a lot of people lost their mothers and fathers. But the support system. So when I got out of prison, my number one thing, I'm on a mission, is to build, is to aid and assist returning citizens, to aid and assist returning hope to returning citizens. But the brothers that's scared to get re-sentenced, which is in Detroit, is about 400. To have something for them so far as housing, so far as resource, so far as jobs. This is what the organization that I am about right now, which it is Integrate 313 Support Group for Returning Citizens. That's what I'm about right now. For the last 140 days, that's what I've been dedicated to the nation, you know. And
Now,
you
when
can
you
reach me.
came out, let me ask you, Mr. Tixer, when you came out, you had a home to go to, a car to drive, and some people that assisted you. But like you're saying, many of the people are coming out, over 400, I believe was the number you said, that don't
Yes, ma'am.
have that. So
Mm,
Integrate 313 is helping to
mm.
provide housing, a place to jobs. Are you gainfully employed right now, or working for yourself, or what are
Mm.
you doing since you've been out the 140 days?
First of all, I want to thank my legal team that we're building right now through my GoFundMe,
Mhm.
Cedric Tooks. You can, anyone nationwide, you can go there and aid and assist my legal team. But let me emphasize on something so far as what
Say
we
it,
do.
say it again.
Uh,
GoFundMe. Say
GoFundMe,
your.
Cedric Tooks. You can make a
Mhm.
small donation to my legal fund, you know, that we can continue to get my pardon from the governor. And that's what I really, that's going to be number one for me, to get my pardon. But I want to
So you have
continue.
not been pardoned yet. You're
No,
released, but you have
yes, I've
not
been
been
released.
pardoned from being
No,
wrongfully convicted in the first place.
yes, ma'am. So
Got you.
that's the legal team responsibility.
Hmm.
But I want to
Hmm.
emphasize back what we was talking about, the organization and the individuals that's on their way out here. We prisoners, we going to do everything I can. I've been working with one of the campaign members. I don't want to speak that name right now. That once that particular one get in office, here, the mayor, that they will create a returning citizen office for returning hope to them particular ones coming out, for housing, for resource, and for jobs. And that's connected together. So what we're going to do, we're going to network together here in Detroit and statewide. Once we network, so when these guys come home, they won't be, they ain't got this, they ain't got that. They can be productive individuals like myself. See, I came out here on a mission. I'm on a mission right now from God, but the support system from my family gave me the avenue, and the generosity coming from my GoFundMe, Cedric Tooks, is aiding and assisting me. You know what I'm saying? God bless me. I got a car. You know what I'm saying? So I can get around now and aid and assist. But right now, I want the nation to know that one man can make a difference. Abraham, Isaac, Jacobs, David, Jesus. I'm looking at individuals right now. You can make a difference. But right now, the injustice that's going on, that my organization is part of eliminating. And by the grace of God, all things are possible. I'm just thankful to be here with you. So now that I'm out, every day I get up in the morning. I get up before everybody. I get up in the morning. I'm in my office. You know, what can I do? How can I do this? I'm working over here. I'm working over here. Employment. My employment right now is God. You know, they sustaining me. He's sustaining me. He's motivating me. He's guiding me. He's uplifting me. to be the man that I am right now, and I will not stop, won't stop, can't stop, till justice come to some of the beloved brothers that's in there right now will die. They will die right now if we don't do anything. Because once again, our acting governor, I will be having meetings with her. We got a list for her for 2016. And the future governor for Michigan, we got a list for him too. Because we're going to fight for justice for these beloved brothers that's in there right now that should have been home, will be home. Well, hold on. We know we got crime. We know these brothers are criminals, but you can change their life. I changed mine. And I always say this when I speak to the youth. One thing about my case is a little different. I was innocent, so it's a little different. And my background is a little different. Why you ain't bitter? Because I know my Lord and Savior forgives all. Why you ain't angry?
Yeah.
Because I know my Lord and Savior forgives all. I'm not on that trip because I know God has a plan for me. He has a purpose for me like he got everybody else. But please, please have your children listen to this, because I want to emphasize on the children that's out there right now. And I want to emphasize on mental stress and the mental situation that's going on out there, especially in our community. Mental health is, look, we have programs at Integrate 3103. Every Thursday, we got mental health programs.
Is it 3103 or Integrate 313?
Integrate 313. We have so many programs there.
So how would you like people to help, Mr. Tooks? Well, in our next few minutes, two things I want to ask you. How did you not be angry? And you seem to be so, you're positive, you're on a mission, like you said, and your energy and everything is flowing with such positivity, which is wonderful. But did you go through, or how did you handle not being angry and have that incarceration? Some people are still incarcerated in their minds. How did you handle not being angry for 47 years for something that you didn't do? And then just tell us that quickly in our next few minutes.
Yes, for 17 years, I was a nightmare in prison. But when I found the purpose of my life, when I turned my life around, and I know that due to the fact I could be a better man, I could help people, I could send brothers home, that's when the light bulb moment, bam, hit me like that. And when that light bulb moment hit me, I woke up. And when I woke up, I said to myself, something my grandmother gave me. She gave me Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. She say, now, this is Jesus. This is the Spirit. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. And I said, look, I got hope. I'm going home. And I walked that. I talked that. I looked that. I felt that. And that kept me going. My spiritual education, my spiritual stimulation, my spiritual power kept me going in prison. And here it is today, 2025. I am free. I am alive. And I'm living a lovely life. And I'm going to give back. I'm going to give back. I'm going to give back. That's why right now, due to the fact I haven't had too many, matter of fact, no relationships, because I'm dedicated to what I'm doing right now for following humanity. That if that faithful one comes, God bless him. I'm not chasing, but right now I know that I'm on a mission from God to aid and assist and open up these prison doors for so many more.
Wonderful.
Amen.
Amen. Your energy flows and exudes, and that's wonderful that you didn't come out angry after being wrongfully incarcerated for so long. Rob, I'm sorry, you wanted to say something.
I only have one question, and really, I guess it's leading to another question. What did you learn? So, if you could give something to, let's say, the guy who was in the gang now, who was like, hey, I gotta, stand on my respect, loyalty. Do you feel the same way now? And you're like, hey, yep, go ahead, do that bid, do that sentence. Or are you like, you know what? Don't even engage into that lifestyle. Like, what's your outlook right now?
I would like, first of all, I would like all the mothers out there. God bless the mothers. I would like you to call your friend, get your children on, just to listen to me for a minute. Get your children, get your sons and daughters, because I know there's so many caring mothers out there for their children right now. And the mentality of our youth right now, they need so much. They need love. They ain't getting love. And I see it in the streets. The mentalities in the street are so disrespectful. That's why right now we created one of the most powerful mentor programs in Detroit, coming through Integrate 1313. And why we creating these mentor programs? Because due to the fact, when I was coming up, I didn't have it. See, when I was coming up, I was just like the youth today. I wasn't listening. I didn't want to listen. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me this and that.
So would you tell them to leave the gangs, or would you tell, because that's not an easy thing to do.
But at this present moment, it's codes and gangs right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get beat in, and then due to the fact they fear. Let me tell you something, young men and women out there that's in gangs. I was in one of the most powerful gangs. I was a leader. I know it's powerful gang in the city, and I regret all that. But I felt I had to protect myself. But let me say this here. Being in gangs, your mother is stressing out every day. Your father is stressing out every day. Your grandparents is stressing out every day. I would say this here, and for me just to say, quit the gang, get out the gang. No, due to the fact you'll be responsible young men and women to get your education. Your education is your game. Your education is your power. Your education is everything. Education, get in school, young men and women. We're going to be touring probably 3 months. We're going to go through the Board of Education, and I'll get with the president and the mentor program we got going on now. We're going to mentor these men so they can get into schools. But you youth out there, you listen to me. I did 47 years, and justice, is justice. I do not want to see you young men and women come to prison, get locked up. You don't need it. Your mother and your parents do not need to worry about you. So I'm asking you, as you look at me, man, as you look at me, little ones, don't make this your life. You can change right now. Get in church, go to church, get in school. Oh, he preaching to, no, I'm telling you the truth. I'm reality. You hear me? I wish I would have did all the things that my grandmother told me to do back then, and I wouldn't have spent 47 years in prison. But thank God I'm here. See, God has gave me a blessing, just like He's gonna give you a blessing. Do the right thing. Listen to your mothers. I'm telling you right now, young men and women out there, listen to your mothers, because once again, when you listen to her, she has your best interest. Our mothers, I love y'all. Our fathers, step up. Be a man. Be a man in the communities. We need you right now. Be a man in the communities right now. We need y'all, man. We ain't gonna talk that talk. We're gonna walk that walk.
Absolutely.
And we walk that walk due to the fact, if y'all unite with us, we can change Detroit, east side, west side, north end, south end. We'll stand up and take our communities back. Because once again, we're dealing with mental health. And we're going to create down at the Herschel Williams Foundation about 2 or 3 more mental health classes for not just returning citizens, for people in the community. Because once again, look around. Every 4 or 5 blocks is a liquor store. Every 6, 7 blocks is a T-Mobile. Everywhere you see these particular things that's negative towards the community. And not T-Mobile, but I'm just saying we need more people to work in there that look like Cedric Tooks. That's all I'm saying. I didn't want to get my political side.
Mr. Tooks, we so thank you for being our guest today. You have shared some wonderful things that we're going to continue to share. Thank you for tuning in, everybody, to Community Updates 313. And
I can hear you, Ma.
Oh, and don't forget, there are a lot of services and things out there. Food. Go to Gleaners and Forgotten Harvest. If you need food, go there. Every day they have food that you can get. Every day in every area, every community. Go to their websites and see where you can get the services that you need. Look at our sponsors that are listed on the bottom of this, what do you call it? This reel, this segment. You can see all of our sponsors. But continue to tune in to Community Update 313 every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Mr. Tooks, we thank you so much, and we're glad that you're out and after 47 years. We're especially glad that you got your boots on the ground and you are doing all that you can to help returning citizens, to help people of our communities. And that's what Community Update 313 is all about. Thank you for tuning in, Rob.
Can I give thanks to everybody for showing up and this and that? And I want to say to Charles Lewis, go to his GoFundMe and aid and assist him like you're going to aid and assist me. GoFundMe, Cedric Tooks. Thank you so much. Make a donation right now so that I can continue to do what I'm doing for following humanity. Amen.
Have a good one.